I just had my very first ever in-person fan sign with p1harmony. My first ever fan sign, period. I got into K-pop like 8 years ago, and back then it was like my wildest dream to attend a fan sign. It's something that I literally didn't even think was possible. Back then, I used to look at fan signs for BTS, and those only ever happened in Korea. It was very rare that foreigners would get in, but whenever I would see people win fan signs, I was just like, wow, what must that be like? And even as fan signs have slowly become a thing in the US, I still never thought that I would win one or like attend one, because my favorite group for so long has been BTS, and they're too big for that. You never know, because they have been doing fan calls for their recent promotions. But in the last year, as y'all have probably seen if you've been following me on social media, I have fallen in love with p1harmony. I adore them. So when Hello 82 dropped this fan sign announcement in LA, I was like, yo, this is it. I originally planned on filming my entire day and having a vlog of the experience, but girly was stressed. I took forever to get ready, guys. Like, seriously, I planned out my outfit, which I'm wearing what I wore to the fan sign right now, by the way, and I'll show you guys in a second. But I literally finalized this outfit the day of the fan sign. I did film some parts of the day though, and I managed to film the entire actual fan sign. Like, I have the footage and the audio of me talking to each of the members, and I will be showing that later in this video. Since I don't have a proper vlog to show you guys, I figured I'd do more of like a story time Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram to send me questions about the fan sign, and you guys had a lot. How to enter, what I said to the members, how many albums I bought, and so I'm answering all of that here and just sharing my experience, because I really want to have these memories documented so that it could be something that I could look back on as well. I'm leaving timestamps in the description so you could find answers to the specific questions that you might be interested in, and I'm going to timestamp the footage of my actual talks with each member. And like I said, I'm going to be answering questions that I got over on Instagram, so if you're not already following me on there, make sure to do so. And hey, it really helps when you guys leave a comment and when you like these videos, so please make sure to do that. And if you enjoy this video, feel free to subscribe. I'm in the middle of editing a bunch of Korea vlogs. Yeah, it's been 2 months since that trip and I'm still working on it. I'd love for you to get the notification when those are out, so make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell if you are interested. I'm so happy to have you here. And before we get any further into the video, I just want to say that it's not lost on me how privileged I am and how this all feels a little bit silly considering what's going on in the world right now. And I'm specifically talking about Palestine, but I'm also talking about Congo, I'm talking about Sudan, I'm talking about all these genocides all around the world that unfortunately I and like many of you probably were not aware of until the last 2 months. I just wanted to take even a little bit of time to honor that and to give it the attention that it deserves. The least I can do is bring it up with you guys and just doing what I can to make sure that these conversations stay in mind. Please don't stop talking about what's happening in the world right now. Let's just start off with some questions. One of the most common questions I got was, how did I get into the fan sign? Do you buy tickets or is there a sale? So my fan sign was through Hello 82. You don't buy tickets for fan signs. You essentially enter a raffle and hope that you win the fan sign. And you enter the raffle through purchasing albums. Usually every album that you purchase counts as like one raffle ticket. Although I will say, Hello 82 didn't specify that in their posting. So I sort of digged around with people who I know have entered fan calls and fan signs before. And usually, yeah, every album counts as like its own entry. So if you buy one album, you have one raffle ticket. And if you buy 10 albums, you have 10 raffle tickets. So how did I get in? I bought albums off of Hello 82 during the entry period, which they announced on their social media. Going off of how I won, people ask, is there a limited amount of winners? And how many albums did I buy in order to win? The amount of winners will be different for each fan sign. For my fan sign, there were only 30 winners, which is pretty small of a number. And I'm pretty sure it's small because p1 were literally, after our fan sign, they went straight to the airport. Like, quite literally. As I was getting dinner with some of the fan sign winners afterwards, we saw p1 posting on Weverse that they were on the plane. So I feel like they literally squeezed this fan sign in as a last minute schedule, and that's probably why they only had 30 winners. I know that earlier this year they had another fan sign in Atlanta, also through Hello 82, and I was told that fan sign had 50 winners. They had one in LA last year. That one had 82 winners, so every fan sign is gonna be different with its capacity. The question I feel like many people are interested in, and that I feel like a lot of people gatekeep, how many albums did you buy to win? I'm gonna tell you, my winning order had 10 albums. I talked to other winners at the fan sign and the numbers varied. I think the lowest I heard personally was 15 albums, but that's not to say there weren't other people there who probably bought less. And I think the highest number that I heard was 30. How much was the fan sign? So like I said, you're not buying a ticket as an entry to the fan sign, you're purchasing albums. The amount that you have to pay is gonna depend on how much they're selling the album for and how many albums you decide to buy. For my fan sign, each album was $27.95, but I know that for their Canada fan sign, each album was 25 something. It might vary slightly, but expect to spend maybe anywhere from $20 to $30 on one album. My winning order had 10 albums. Each album was $27.95. You can do the math. And this is where I want to talk about financial privilege when it comes to winning fan calls and fan signs. I get a lot of comments from you guys asking, how are you able to afford traveling so much and going to so many concerts? And that's probably a topic I can make a whole separate video on, but I just want to say here that, y'all, I'm an adult. I am an adult. I make big girl money. I make pretty good money. I work in social media marketing. I also make money off of my own online content creation. I have multiple sources of income, but I do. That being said, I definitely have the privilege of having a very flexible job, of having a well-paying job, and of having the resources that I need to be able to create content. Please don't compare your situation to mine, but also don't ever think that you can't have my situation. Like, it is really possible for you. Abundance for all, to everybody. Group order managers. They'll host a group order for the albums that are needed to enter the fan sign. They're in charge of taking every joiner's information, placing the order for the album, having the albums mailed to their place, sorting through the albums, because a lot of times people will sort the inclusion. That's also kind of an incentive of why some people join group orders, is to make sure that they get the inclusions that they want. And then they're in charge of mailing everything out to all their joiners. So it is a lot of work. And this isn't a video on how to be a group order manager, because I've never been one, I've never done it. But I will say something that I didn't know until a month ago is that a lot of group order managers will offer incentives to get people to join their group order. Because if you think about it, why would a stranger join your group order and pay like full price for their album and everything just to help you win a fan sign or a fan call when they could be entering for themselves? So a lot of times group order managers will offer incentives like they'll cover the shipping cost, or they'll be selling the album at a lower price, and that basically means they're covering part of the album price. And so you as a joiner is like, oh, I'm getting the album cheaper here. It's just to incentivize people to join their group order, because the more people that join, the more albums they can buy, the higher their chances are of winning the fan sign or the fan call. My friend's friend is a group order manager. They tried to enter an in-person fan sign with the purchase of 80 albums. Again, they were a group order manager, so they weren't paying all that money by themselves, but they bought 80 albums and they still didn't win. I think the bigger the group, the more albums you need in order to have a higher chance of winning. Keep that in mind if you're thinking about entering a fan call, fan sign for one of your favorite groups. How big are they? How popular are they? Let's be real. Next, let's talk about preparing for the fan sign. As I told y'all, I was running so late, you guys. I did not finalize my outfit until the day of. In the end, this is what I wore. This was my makeup. So I just like put it all on again for the sake of this video. And these were my nails. I wanted to do like a detailed, intricate design, and I also wanted red because of the holidays. Here is a fan sign tip that I have for you. If you want to slay, focus on your top half. Take a look at my outfit. I think a detail that really makes this outfit is the leg warmers. I'm wearing sheer tights, I'm wearing heeled boots, so it makes the leg warmers flare out even longer, and it just elongates my legs. But the tea is, that doesn't matter because they're not looking at your lower body. Not to say I'm dressing up to please these men. At the end of the day, I want to look cute for me. Ooh, let me put on my rings because I was wearing rings as well. If I could redo this fan sign, I would focus so much more on the top half of my outfit. Interesting top or like a fun jacket. Maybe do something more fun with my hair. The thing is, I actually actively decided that I wanted my hair to be down because I really wanted to show off my purple streaks, just because I feel like this is such a part of my look right now. And actually, one of the members complimented my hair, so that was fun. We'll get to that. But yeah, honestly, if I could redo my fan sign, I might just rewear this outfit. It's what I wore to see them in Mexico. Part of why I didn't rewear it is because I've worn it before. But two, I, like I said, didn't want to have my hair up, and I feel like this outfit is really made because my hair was up. But in retrospect, this was so much more slayful. I should have worn this. But yeah, you live and you learn. Focus on your top half. Please keep in mind, makeup, nails, outfits, that is all extra things that you absolutely do not need. Don't pressure yourself. Don't feel like you need to do all of these things and like go out of your way. These are men at the end of the day. These are men. Do it for you, babe. It's fun. It's what I like to do. I like to dress up for concerts in the same way. If you can, if you have the means, and if you want to, go for it. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine. We did have to wear masks, so my makeup didn't even really matter except for the top part. And I have bangs, so even then it's a little bit covered. But you know, I added a little bit of sparkle to my eye. So yeah, this is what I look like the day that I talked to p1harmony. Is it mid? Just a little bit, but it's fine. I still felt cute. And Another tip that I have for you is pre-plan. Pre-plan your outfit as much as possible. Like even before you know you got in. Act as if, babe. Manifest your win by planning your outfit as if you already won. And finally, let's talk about how to prepare for the fan sign itself. Like what to bring, how to prepare what you're gonna say to the members. And I'm actually gonna do this leading into part 3, which is how the fan sign works. Keep in mind that this was my very first fan sign. So other fan signs might be run differently, but this is how mine went. Doors opened 30 minutes before the start of the actual fan sign, and we were told to get there even earlier than that just so we would have enough time to check in. When you check in, staff will have an album for you. It's the album that the members are gonna sign when you go down the line. And your album will have a sticky note with your name. That's how the members know what to write when they're signing your album. I don't know if this is the case for other fan signs, but for Hello 82, they used our government names. So for my sticky note, they wrote Alejandra, which, okay, cute and fair, that is my name. But I do usually go by Ale, so I wish that I would have been able to control that. I made a friend there who, she goes by Esme, but her full name is Esmeralda, so that's what her sticky note said. While we're here, let me show you close-ups of the signature. Your album will be bookmarked for each member. Each member will have their own page to sign. This is Keeho's page. This is Theo, Jiung, Intak, Seoul, and Jongseob. I looked at other people's albums, and basically all of the members signed in the exact same way, so like same hearts, same emojis. We also did not get to pick the album version that we got. It was random, and we found out on the spot. We had 1 minute to speak to each member, and again, this is gonna vary from fan sign to fan sign. I heard that the Hello 82 fan sign in Canada was really fast, and the one that they had in LA last year. But I heard that their Atlanta one that they had this year was like really, really long, so it just depends. And you unfortunately will not find out how much time you're getting until the actual fan sign. Back to some questions. Do you decide where you get to sit for the fan sign? No. So when we checked in, there was this box filled with a bunch of folded papers, and each paper had a number. So you were essentially randomly picking which seat you were going to be assigned to. And as you can see on my album sticky note, I was 25. So I was number 25 out of 30, which meant I was in the 3rd row, so like the last row. You want to hope for a low number, like 1 through 10, because that means you're going to be sat in the front row and no one is going to be obstructing your view when you're recording and like taking pictures and videos of the members. That being said, because my fan sign only had 30 winners, it really was not that bad. Who records while you go up to talk? Can you explain how to get your video taken? 1, make friends with the people around you, and 2, bring your own tripod. Tripods are allowed at fan signs, it's just they have to be right by your seat and you have to keep them at eye level. People were very nice about helping each other record. I'm not gonna lie, I went into that very nervous. I was like, oh my god, I don't have any friends here. And like, people are gonna be really focused on themselves, that they're not gonna wanna help me get videos, but it was completely the opposite. People were so helpful and like very much willing to offer themselves to record for you, to help you take pictures. And sometimes people would even take videos of like, even when they weren't asked to do so, which I think is really, really nice, just to help everybody out. Because you know, you want to make sure that you get good videos of your fan sign, so you're gonna want to help other people do the same. And I'm really thankful to everyone who helped me personally. So things to bring: a tripod, a portable charger, because especially if you have your phone set up on a tripod, it's just gonna be there sitting recording for a while, and extra cameras if you have them. I saw lots of people not only recording on their phone cameras, but also they had like point and shoots. They had professional cameras because those are allowed, unlike at concerts. So there were fan sites present at this fan sign, and they were like like you just hear the shutter going off. But I also saw like regular fans there with more professional looking cameras, so if you have that, definitely bring it. This next one is my most asked question. What did I talk about with each member, and do I have tips on preparing what to say? So I did think about this. I was actively trying to decide, do I want to pre-plan what I'm gonna say to them? Like, do I want to have a script going into it? No matter how hard I thought about this, the answer was always kind of no. It just didn't feel natural to me. It's like my brain just didn't want to pre-plan. I did have an idea of topics that I like kind of wanted to mention to specific members. For the most part, I was successful in mentioning those topics, but I didn't go in with like a script. I will say, y'all, I kind of regret that to a degree. I regret not planning what I wanted to say to Keeho. So hi, if you're new here, he's my bias. And also, he like recognizes me now. Like, he knows who I am. I met p1harmony in person at a photo shoot before I became a fan. Like, that's actually why I became a fan, is because when I met them, I just liked them so much that I was like, let me stream their music. So yeah, I regret not planning what I was gonna say to him, just because I'm aware that he like knows who I am. He doesn't know me, but like he recognizes me. And I kind of feel like when you're talking to an idol, for the most part, it's kind of easy for me actually, because I'm just another bitch in a sea of thousands. You know what I mean? Like, they are not gonna remember me in like 2 hours time. If I embarrass myself, if I say something stupid, they do not care, they move. And it's just like another interaction out of thousands that they have all across the world. Whereas if they do know you and recognize you, I kind of feel like then there's a little bit more pressure, and if you do embarrass yourself or feel like you acted stupid, it's just like they know. So Keeho knows who I am, but like the rest of P1, they don't recognize me, which is that's fine. Because again, it gives me the liberty to just be and like not feel pressured. With all of the other members, I didn't want to say like, oh, I've met you before, because then they'll be like, okay, so what now? I said that to them the first time I ever like met them again after the photo shoot, but again, they do not remember that. They do not care, and I don't care that they don't care. All that being said, I do have tips. Decide if you want to prepare something to say or not. You might not. Like me, I know a lot of people who went into that fan sign with just vibes. Like they did not plan specific questions or specific things to say. And on the other hand, I know a lot of people will like very much prepare for it. And so I think deciding that far in advance, do you want to go in with vibes or do you want to pre-plan a little bit of a script? If you do want to prepare, then I would ask yourself a few questions. Do you want to compliment them? Do you have a specific question you want to ask them? Do you want to tell them how much they mean to you and what they've done for you in your life? A huge focus for me was I just wanted to compliment them. And that's cute. Like I'm glad because I did do that. But I do wish for some of the members I had planned like a question, and an interesting question, not just like, did you have fun yesterday? Now, what are they gonna say? Like, no, I hated it. You know what I mean? I had Polaroid pictures taken with Theo, Jiung, and Keeho in Mexico back in July of this year. And for this, I planned, girl, I scripted and rehearsed for this because I knew that for these Polaroids, we were literally only gonna get seconds with them. And so I wanted to make sure I knew exactly what I was gonna say so that I could make the most out of the little time that I had. Whereas, like I said, for these fan signs, you don't know how much time you're gonna get. So even if you do prepare, maybe try to prepare the most important thing first. If there's something that you don't mind not having a chance to say, put that towards the end of your script because you don't know how much time you're gonna have at the fan sign. If you wanna see how I prepared for that specifically, then you can watch my P1 in Monterrey vlog, which I will link down below.
And I lost some footage here. Of course I did. When do I not? So without further ado, here are the videos from my fan sign.
Hello. You're such an ace. You're literally the coolest person. Like, I feel like you have it all, and I am so inspired by you as a dancer, especially. Yeah. And the smile you have when you talk to fans, I admire it so much. Such a good job at jingle too. Yeah. I am a dancer as well. And yeah, I'm a dance instructor. I just taught Love Me For Me at my dance studio. Yeah, but you and intak, you're dancing, I'm like, wow, seriously, you guys are incredible.
Oh,
yeah, I feel like
it's an honor.
you have the whole package, you know, because you can sing, rap, dance, that's everything. Yeah. How did you enjoy jingle? You had fun? I'm glad. That's so good.
That was one of the best days.
Really? I'm so happy for you. Did you like the village more or the regular stage? Both of them? Nice. Congratulations.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Alan.
Yes, Alan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How was Jingle Ball?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Good. Did you like the village more or the regular stage?
메인 스테이지.
Main stage?
메인 스테이지가 더 사람이 많은 아티스트 분들이 계셨어요.
Oh, very good. You're such a good dancer. How do you get that energy? Is it natural? Natural? Yeah, yeah. Do you prefer dancing freestyle or choreo?
Freestyle.
Thank you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Alice. Nice to meet you. Oh my god, wow. You're so cool. Dude, you know who you remind me of? I mean this as a compliment. I feel like you have such star power. You have really great stage presence. I think you're so cool. Seriously. Yeah.
That's wow. Thank you.
You're
wow.
welcome.
That was like wow. Thank you.
I was telling Jiung that you and him are like my dance inspiration. And when I try to learn your choreographies, I'm like, how do they move like that?
Oh my god, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so good.
I'm trying my best every day. Yeah.
Do you try to improve as a dancer, or does it come naturally to you?
I just practice day by day. But dance is really hard to like moving. My English is not working.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Congratulations. Hi. My name is Ale. I'm good. How are you? You're so pretty. Oh my god. And you're shy? I am shy too. But you have a very beautiful voice. Your vocals is part of why I love p1harmony so much. I love listening to you sing, seriously. Did you have fun yesterday? Yeah? Really good. Do you prefer singing or dancing? Do you like singing more?
I don't like dancing.
Oh, really? Well, you're really good at both of them, so. Thank you. Yeah. You had a good year? I saw you in Mexico and Canada and Korea. Yeah, of course. I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. How are you? I'm doing great. Yeah, thank you. Me too. Oh, before I got into p1harmony, my friend told me all about you and said, oh, he's a prodigy, which means like you're a star ever since you were little. You're gonna go so far, and I definitely see that in you. You're so talented.
Thank you.
Have you been enjoying yourself this year? You guys have been so busy.
So many happened in this year. Like we went to like 30 and we did a jingle and so many festivals like galleries. But it was a very good experience.
Nice. Do you feel proud?
I feel like always you on the stage, there's so many pieces and they're sang together, like cheering for us. I feel very proud.
You should be. I think you guys are gonna go very far. You're gonna be so big. Yeah, congratulations on your year.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Bye.
Have a good night.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Hi.
Long time no see.
Yes. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm happy to see you.
I know what? I feel like it's been forever. I mean, we see each other like. You went to the fan meeting.
I did. It was so much
It was
fun.
like far away though.
Yeah, but it was such a good time. I just wanted to tell you that you really inspire me with so many areas. Yeah, I just feel like you're a very charismatic person. I think you treat other people very well, and I love hearing you sing. Seriously, it's like a huge part of why I got into p1harmony was your vocals.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really appreciate it.
How has your year been? Because I know at the beginning you said it's going to be a big year, and it has been.
It has been a huge year. You know, touring so many different countries and cities, and like iHeartRadio, and like that we did yesterday. You know, like so much has happened, and it was a blessing. You know, just to live this year, and I can't wait for the years to come.
Oh yeah, you
And
guys
it's
are going
only
to go
on
so
premiere,
Yeah, you're gonna get huge. Like I know it.
and it's all thanks to you guys.
Yeah, be proud of yourself. Merry
It
Christmas.
was so good to see you. Merry
Good to see you.
That was my fan sign with p1harmony. It's seriously one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in K-pop, and honestly just like as a fangirl. And yes, I am a fangirl, bitch, what about it? At 30 and 40-year-old men who play imaginary football, I'm looking at you. Overall, I am extremely happy with my fan sign. There are some things I wish I could have improved, things I wish I would have done differently. Let me do a quick speed round Q&A. Somebody asked, please elaborate on the awkwardness. So I posted this on Instagram stories. It was basically a clip and I said, this is a perfect summary of what the fan sign was like. Awkward, violent fan site, camera clicks. It was awkward because, first of all, when the boys came in, it was very like out of nowhere and they came in from the back, not from the front. So I was actually talking to someone and then I just see them pull in and I was like, oh, instead of people like cheering and getting like super excited when they saw them, everyone was kind of just like, oh. So it was like these little silent gasps and everyone was just quiet. And I don't know why we were like that. I don't know if it's like that usually at fan signs, but it was a little awkward. And keep in mind, the members will sit at a table at the front, like as you guys saw in the video. As you're waiting for your fan sign slot, you're gonna be staying at your seat until staff calls you up. And they call up about like maybe 5 people at a time are waiting on standby. So winner number 1 will go up, right? There's 6 members in P1. So winner number 1 will be talking to member number 1, which was Jiung. So that means that the other 5 are just waiting there until it's their turn for a fan to come up to them. And it's awkward because they're looking right at us, but we're not talking to them and they're kind of just like posing for the cameras and they're like looking around, and meanwhile we're like filming them and taking pictures. It's kind of giving Zoom animal. So it's just like really awkward. For example, Keeho, he was number 6, and because each fan sign slot was a minute, he waited 5 minutes before someone spoke to him. So he's just sitting there looking at us and we're like looking at him and taking pictures and videos of him for 5 minutes. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward. I don't know if this is always what it's like, but he even mentioned it at the end of the fan sign.
It's just awkward, isn't it?
It was kind of funny. Also just giving zoo. Do you recommend the experience and is it worth the effort and investment? Honestly, yeah, especially if you ult the group. I think it's worth the investment. I think it was totally worth the experience. And would I do it again? Next question. A few people asked me what it was like meeting P1 again in person, and it was just so much fun. Like I said, I don't think any of the members really recognize me or know who I am besides Keeho, and I am fine with that. It was nice to be able to go up to the members and just be a fan and just be normal with them, whereas with Keeho, I like want to kill myself every time I see him. It was just exciting to be in like a more intimate fan space with them, especially after having seen them perform at Jingle Ball the night before, which was a very, very special moment to witness as a fan. What were you not allowed to do at the fan sign? Things you wouldn't think about. This is actually a really good question. We couldn't bring them any forms of gifts, toys. You know how sometimes fans will bring like headbands or like plushies for the members to hold and take pictures with. We were not allowed to do that at our fan sign. We weren't allowed to bring them letters, gifts. If you had a tripod, like I mentioned earlier, it had to stay next to you, and at eye level, it couldn't be blocking any of the aisles. You couldn't seat hop during the fan sign. You also are not allowed to record when you're up with the members, so you can't take your phone up. You can't take even like smartwatches. You're not allowed to be wearing those when you're up there because sometimes people will use those to try to record or take pictures. You can record from your seat, but not when you're actually with the member. That being said, do people figure out ways to voice record? Yeah, I've heard, allegedly. What was the best part of the fan sign? Okay, Keeho is like one of my favorite artists, period, like outside of K-pop. I just really, really like him as an artist. But honestly, I would say my favorite part of the fan sign, besides being able to talk with him again, was talking to Theo and Jongseob. Yeah, wow, Theo and Jongseob, like Theo's smile, you guys, he just really made me feel comfortable, and like he was actually really engaged in our conversation. He was giving me like the biggest, toothiest smiles, and that made me feel very comfortable, like as a person just having a conversation with someone. Jongseob also surprised me. You guys, Jongseob complimented my hair. He was like, I like your hair. And then as I was getting up to leave my slot with him, he said something like, I was already out of my chair, and I think he said something like, have a good night or have a good day, and I was like, primo, thank you, you too. I really like Jongseob's energy. Does the interaction feel forced or were they actually interested? I think another really good question. And honestly, this is how I judge idols. I feel like, you know, when you're talking to someone, there's a vibe. You know when they're actually interested and engaged in the conversation and when they're being a little bit more detached or just like doing their job. And I felt like everyone in P1 was pretty interested in what our conversation was. I will say I felt a little bit more of a barrier with Seoul, but that makes sense because he literally is not fluent in English, so it makes sense. Yeah, I just feel like Theo and Jongseob, they really, wow, amazing. A lot of you guys asked about Keeho. Actually, about Keeho, I think something that really threw me off was that the first thing he said was something like, oh, it's been so long. And I was like, huh? Because to him, it probably feels like a long time. But the last time I saw P1 was when I went to Korea, which was in late October, which means it was only a little bit over a month that had passed since I last saw them. So I don't know, when he said like, oh, it's been so long, in my brain, I was like, not really. But I mean, I wasn't gonna tell him that. And again, to him, it probably feels a lot longer because one, he ain't keeping tabs on me like that. And two, they literally toured Europe in the time in between. So it probably feels like a really long time for them. But then I also feel like he kind of caught himself because he mentioned the fan sign. But then he was like, but you were sitting further away, huh? And I was like, damn, call me out on not having good seats. I was first floor, but like a little bit more towards the back. Like, sorry, I can't compete with your fan sides, babe. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time recap of my experience with p1harmony. Please let me know if you have any other questions down below that I didn't get to. And if you like this video, feel free to leave a comment. It really, really helps with the algorithm and supporting this video and this channel. I'm still in my growth phase here on YouTube, but I do have so many, like I said, Korea vlogs coming up, and I'd love for you guys to check them out when they are up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
You love fellow 82 too, you know? They're the best.